5 of you, including me. So, before we proceed, can I please ask each one of you to recite the shlokas of Nectar of Instruction? Grandparent Mathaji.
Okay, so I'm reciting the first one. Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udaropastha vegam etan vegam veganyo vishati vishahita dhiraha sarvam apiman prithivim sa shishyat.
Thank you. If I put this in a tune, it would be easy for all of us to remember, yeah?
Oh, okay. Is it in that Karpanya Dosha tune?
Vacho vegam manasa krodha vegam jiva vegam udaropastha vegam etan vegan yo vishaheta dhira
Sarvam
sarvamapimam prithivim chashya. Yeah.
Okay.
Manibhushita Mataji, go for number 2. Oh, I've got Janani Mataji as well.
I don't think so that tune will fit here.
Atyahara prayasascha
prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha lolyam cha satpir bhaktir vinashati.
It's Shatbhir.
Shadbhir.
Shadbhir. See the Hindi one? Sorry, I'm picking on you. Trying to put the right pronunciation because obviously in exam this will all be counted.
Shadbhir bhaktir vinashati.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Janani Mataji, would you like to try number 2 again?
I'll try, Manasvi. I have a sore throat, but still I'll try.
Okay.
Atyahara prayasyascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati.
Oh, nice. Thank you. Prabhu, do you want to try this again?
Atyahara prayascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbir bhakti vinashyati.
Nice, thank you. Manoharini Mataji, do you want to try this one or next one? Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji. You want me to recite Mataji?
Yes, please. If you are through with this one, you can try text number 3.
Okay, Mataji.
You are through with this one. This one.
Utsaha nishayad dhairya tat karma pravartanat sangatyagat sato vrittah shadbir bhakti prasidyati.
Sangatyagat sato vritehe.
Mataji, I recited all the 4.
You want to?
No, I recited all the 4 lines. I mean,
Oh,
this
no. I'm correcting you. Sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you said vrittah. Vrittah. It's not vrittah, it's vrittehe.
Oh, vritte. Sorry, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Subhadra Mataji, would you like to try number 3 again?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Yes, I'll try.
Mataji.
उत्साहान् निश्चयधैर्यात् तत्तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् सङ्गत्यागात् सतो वृत्ते सद्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति.
It's Shatbhir. Shad. It's
Okay.
It's not Sir.
Sure.
Shatbhir Bhakti Prasidhati. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Yeah, thank you, Mataji.
Rakesh Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Hare Krishna. Where are you?
I will read it. उत्साह निश्चया द्वैर्या तत् कर्म प्रवर्तनात् संग त्यागा सतो वृत्ते षड्भिर्भक्ति प्रसिद्ध्यति.
Thank you. So we were doing, that's all, right? Have I missed anyone? No. So, can anyone remember where we were at?
I think we finished with Dhairya, patience, Mataji.
Dhairya.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was thinking too. Thank you. So we did this Dhairya. Now, can you all see, right? Or my
Yes, ma'am.
sharing ribbon is coming in the middle. It's not, right?
No,
No.
we can see it.
Okay. So, tat karma pravartanat. We will read from Srila Prabhupada's purport. So, endeavor executed with intelligence in Krishna consciousness is called utsaha or enthusiasm. The devotees find the correct means by which everything can be utilized in the service of the Lord. Nirbandhana Krishna Sambandhe Yuktam Vairagyam Uchyate. The execution of devotional service is not a matter of ideal meditation, but practical action in the foreground of spiritual life. So we'll start from here. Who is first? Pran Pyari Mataji.
These activities must be executed with patience. One should not be impatient in Krishna consciousness. Indeed, this Krishna consciousness movement was started single handedly, and in the beginning there was no response. But because we continue to execute our devotional activities with patience, people gradually began to understand the importance of this movement, and now they are eagerly participating. One should not be impatient in discharging devotional service, but should take instructions from the spiritual master and execute them with patience, depending on the mercy of Guru and Krishna. The successful
Sorry, Manoharini Mataji. I think accidentally you got unmuted. Thank you.
The successful execution of Krishna conscious activities requires both patience and confidence. A newly married girl naturally expects offspring from her husband, but she cannot expect to have them immediately after marriage. Of course, as soon as she is married, she can attempt to get a child, but she must surrender to her husband, confident that her child will develop and be born in due time. Similarly, in devotional service, surrender means that one has to become confident. The devotee thinks, Avashya Rakshibhe Krishna. Krishna will surely protect me and give me help for the successful execution of devotional service. This is called confidence.
So we finished the confidence, which is Dhairya. Now, today we'll start from here. Manibhushita Mataji, are you okay to read?
Yeah. What Mataji? Which?
As already.
As already explained, one should not be idle, but should be very enthusiastic about executing the regulative principles. Tat karma pravartatana. Neglect all the neglect of the regulative principles will destroy devotional service. In this Krishna consciousness movement, there are four basic principles, regulative principles: forbidding illicit sex, meat eating, gambling, and intoxication. A devotee must be very enthusiastic about following these principles. If he becomes slack in following any of them, his progress will certainly be checked. Srila Rupa Goswami therefore recommends Tat Karma Pravartanat. One must strictly follow the regulative principles of Vaidhi Bhakti. In addition to these four prohibitions, Yamaha, Yama, there are positive regulatory principles, niyama, such as the daily chanting of 16 rounds as japa mala breathes. These regulative activities must be faithfully performed with enthusiasm. This is called tat karma pravartana, or varied engagement in devotional service.
If we see word to word translation, where it says tat karma pravartanat, means various activities favorable for devotional services. So that activity can be painting, cooking, teaching, nurturing your children, any activity which will bring yourself into Krishna consciousness, and the best, as Srila Prabhupada says, with you, someone else is also coming. There are certain principles which were not certain. Where in our life, we should follow the principles very firmly, and to follow certain principles as per the time and place and circumstances, we change our actions. So, like in olden days, they used to do meditation for 10,000 years. We can't do that now because obviously we don't have 10,000 years of our own life. We barely live only till 70, and 100 is the average. So, based on today's life, based on today's generation and yuga, meditation is needed. But how? It is Sankirtana. Like we have to do Sankirtan. Sankirtan is the best practice as per the Kali Yuga. That is principle. Principle is to follow the devotional path. And to follow the devotional path, as per the Yuga, the actions were different. Like in Satya Yuga, it was meditation. In Treta Yuga, it was Havan, fire sacrifice. In Dwapar Yuga, it was temple worship. And in Kali Yuga, it is Sankirtan. Sankirtan Yajna. Similarly, sometimes there are principles which are compromised. And there is compromised principle. There's two different way of saying it, but these two are way different. Principle which are compromised, they are called compromised principles. Means someone who is rejecting the principle, someone who is rejecting the principle for the name of time, place, circumstances, or giving any very silly excuses. They are rejecting the principle as a whole. They don't care who is God because they can't see God. So rejecting it. And as they don't see God, they reject God. They don't want to follow any of the dharmas. That is compromised principles. Now, principle compromised means based on, for an example, if a grahastha and brahmachari, if we take these two ashramas, for a brahmachari to be in temple and be in devotional practice, that environment 24 hours a day is possible. But that's not possible for a grahastha. But because it's not possible for a grahastha, that doesn't make a grahastha any lesser than the brahmachari. But based on the ashram, when they understand that this is my ashram, I can't be 24 hours, 7 days a week in temple because I have to take care of other services. Those are also devotional services. Raising children in Krishna consciousness is the biggest and highest devotional service anyone can render. So if being a grahastha, I can't go to the temple, what I am compromising at? I'm compromising at the actions, devotional services. That is tat karma. And pravartana, as per my capacity, I am doing, I am delivering. As I said last time also, when we do prajalpa, we have to be very careful what we are talking. No, not just what we are talking. Is that talk going to help anyone? Like economics, the economics of this country is not good. Are you going to go and tell the prime minister to change the economics? So why are you wasting your time with that? or based on that knowledge of what the percentage of interest rate is going to be after 10 years, if you can make someone devotee, why not? So there is a difference in the motive and the ultimate result of any talk. When the ultimate result is not taking to Krishna consciousness, that talk can be prajalpa, even if it's on a Krishna katha sometimes. And that's why in many of our lectures you will hear, you have to be very careful from whom you are listening Bhagavatam. Yeah? That Bhagavatam has to come from a lineage. It has to follow a disciplic succession. It can't be, you can't hear very sacred literature from the mouth of a person who is a money-minded person and think that why am I not growing? I'm listening to Bhagavatam 7 days a week. Why am I not growing? Because you're not listening from the proper disciplic succession. Similarly, when we are talking about, that's also a kind of, we can put that in a Prajalpa's stage, because we are not getting any divine energy from that Bhagavatam class. The same way, when we're talking about some two, say suppose there is a dealing between two devotees and that dealing was very heated and it didn't give a good impression on each one of them. Now both of them got hurted in their own different ways, and if they don't talk with anyone, what are they doing? They're keeping that pain in their heart, and that pain is not going to give any good to them. It's definitely not going to make them chant properly. They need to talk to someone. That is not prajalpa, even though that talk is not taking them any or bringing anyone else in Krishna consciousness, but that talk is relieving their heart, and because they are able to relieve their heart, they are able to concentrate on chanting and the nama which they are taking every single day. Sometimes we have got so much burden on our head. It's like we don't want to talk, and even raising in Indian culture, we were pushed to suppress our feelings. We were always been told and corrected that this is not the right way. If you didn't like it, you should not be talking about it. So what should I do if I don't like someone, the way I have been treated by someone? I need to take it out. If I don't take it out, it's definitely going to hurt the other dealings with other people. Because all I'm thinking is, how did I not overcounted that person? Why didn't I should have said like this? How come that person has, spoken to me like this? He should not or she should not. Things, all those things will keep on coming in our mind. So to open our heart also is important, because that's ultimate gain is our nama, our quality of nama, taking nama. So tat karma means yena kena prakarena, when we are doing any actions or activity to progress in our Krishna consciousness or help someone else to progress in their Krishna consciousness, that is favorable to bhakti. Yes, Manibhusita Mataji.
Sorry, I must have missed what it is related to tat karma, or
Oh, I was
the
actually,
example you're giving, how it is related to it.
yeah, I was actually giving an example of prajalpa, that how we grossly take prajalpa as, say, suppose someone has done something and I'm talking to you that Madhuri, that person shouldn't have done this. It, for a layman's understanding, it sounds like, oh, it's a prajalpa. They are talking about someone else. But we are talking about someone else to understand how we can help that person. Similarly, tat karma pravartana. So I was taking prajalpa's example into this one. Tat karma pravartanat means, I'll take you to the literal meaning what Srila Prabhupada has translated. Various activities favorable for devotional services. And these are all favorable, like utsaha, nishchaya, dhairya, devotional activities, favorable. See, not all devotional activities are favorable. Can anyone say an example? I've already given this example. Why not all devotional activities can be put as non-favorable to someone?
Is that when you do the devotional service, leaving your kids and all, and then you do the devotional service?
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah.
What example did you give?
No, sorry, I forgot. Because he came and he took something.
She was saying
okay.
that is that when you do devotional service, leaving your kids?
Is that non-favorable?
Yeah. True. And
Okay.
again, if I see Pran Pyari Mathaji giving nice kirtan, I get really, boosted up. Yes, I want to give it. And next day, I take the mic and I started, and I just go off the beat and things like that. What will happen to me if I take it in a positive way and go back again and do the kirtan again? That's fine, because I've seen people feeling horrible and they would never come back and stand in front of the mic again. So that is unfavorable for them.
Yeah, I can give that example in this situation. One Sunday there was a Gaura Aarti, and then Mataji wanted to sing, but the
Yeah.
other person came and he pulled the mic from
Oh,
her, and then he started singing.
singing.
So she felt sorry and she was literally into tears. She cried.
Oh.
So is that like when suppose I don't know who is doing good devotional service, but this is like
No, that is not an example of unfavorable devotional service. That is an
that is
example
not
of
unfavorable, right?
unetiquette. Like
Unethical.
that's not the right etiquette. In Vaishnavism, it's not the right etiquette. You should take permission of the person who has already holded the right. But unfavorable devotional services, like when you get really charged up by seeing someone else and you want to imitate, not follow. And while imitating, you really drop your own enthusiasm. That is unfavorable.
But there is a bottom line, right, Mataji? Suppose someone is doing good in devotional service and you encourage with that devotional service
Is
and you
different.
want to do it. Is that different than what? Suppose I want to do like her or him,
Yeah,
and I want to go ahead of him. That is unfavorable. Is that correct? Like there are
correct.
two things.
Competition is needed. Even in devotional service, competition is needed. That gives us a boost in performing our own self. But unhealthy competition is not nice. And that what you said at the end, that I want to do or I want to beat something you said, that is unhealthy competition. If you sing well and I want to sing it too, that is a good competition. But if you singing well and I want to make sure that tomorrow you don't get the mic, and I'll do all this, Prabhuji, make sure she's not getting the mic, or all those arrangements. That is unhealthy competition. And obviously, that is nothing to do with favorable devotional service. Favorable devotional service is something, even if you're in a competition or outside of competition, which is boosting your enthusiasm level. And that action is due to competition, or that action is due to your own inclination, is favorable. But if due to competition or your own inclination, you are not able to get the enthusiasm to do the devotional service, then it is unfavorable. Then that devotional service becomes unfavorable. Like someone is working very hard, 10 hours a day, and Saturday, Sundays only that person gets to spend some quality time with the family. Now, don't quote me that the family is not Krishna conscious or family is Krishna conscious. It is their duty to spend some time with their family. And on weekends, they are not able to give that time to their family. What will happen? He or she, they are already, flabbergasted with 10 hours a week, 10 hours a day, constantly for 5 days a week. 2 days they are getting, and that to 2 days they are coming to temple, chopping and cleaning. So they are hurting their relationship. They are hurting their pradhan. The pradhan duty is to take care, nurture the family. That's not happening. And if that is not happening, what happens? The other person also starts, throwing balls at each other. And then when you sit and chant, all you think is why that person is doing it. It's a vicious circle. If you want to get love from others, you have to love others. You can't expect that you'll be, bad mouth with others and you'll expect love from others. That's not going to happen. Forget about devotional service. Even in a normal life also, if you're not nice to others, you won't get love from others. So in a similar way, favorable to devotional services, you have to be really balanced in your material and your spiritual life. And if you're not balanced in your material life, it is going to affect your spiritual life. And that's why we say we have to be a little bit selfish and little bit foresightedness. And people who are foresightedness, they can be selfish. How? When you say that I have to be balanced in my life, I have to make sure my material life, which is like, say, suppose I'm a son, or I'm an unmarried son, or I'm a married woman, or I've got children, whatever your, basic duty is, however you have born in a Brahmin family or in a Kshatriya family, whatever, you have to follow that duty. When you follow that duty, your devotional service comes hand in hand. It's like a railway track. They go parallel to each other. You can't just say that I don't, because I'm in Krishna consciousness, I don't want to follow this. I don't want to take care of my wife. I don't want to take care of my husband or my children or my mother and father. No, even in our brahmachari ashram, wherever you go, you see if they are going very well, then the root cause is because whoever is taking that young boy into brahmacharitva ashram, they are checking, are they talking to their parents? Have they taken the permission of their parents? Parents should, somehow or the other, we have to get our parents convinced. But yes, there are extreme cases where parents are literally totally no to Krishna consciousness. And you also know there are cases where parents have taken ISKCON to court that they have, snatched our children. That's an extreme case. But in an ideal world, yes, parents' blessing is needed. So if a person is not able to balance these two things, that becomes unfavorable devotional service. It comes back to, detrimental practice of your devotional service. And because of this, this goes in a sequence. Tat tat karma pravartanat, and then sanga tyaga. Now, everything talking here in this text is positive. Yeah, utsaha, nishchaya, dharya. How come Sangat Tyaga, something which is negative, is coming in the whole principle part of this? We'll see that in here. And before I go here, I want to do this. I've taken some more different way of understanding Tat Tat Karma Pravartanat, that point. Bhagavad Prabhu, welcome. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mathaji. Thank you. Sorry, I'm late.
That's okay. Can I have everyone to turn on their cameras, please? Rakesh Prabhu, where are you? Turn on your camera, please. Thank you. Mayapur. Whenever you come, you have a background Mayapur. That's very nice. Bhagavad Prabhu, would you like to read this one, please? And also the shloka.
Yes, Mathaji. Bhakti Poshana Karma. Poshaka Karma. Activities which nourishes Bhakti. It is to fully renounce one's material enjoyment while endeavoring exclusively for the attainment of Bhagwan. In Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 11, chapter 19 and 24 verse, Bhagwan Shri Krishna says to Uddhava, Evam dharmer manushyanam Uddhavatma nivedinam Mai sanjayate bhakti koanyo artho shavashishyate. Devotion that is saturated with love for me arises in the heart of those who offer their very soul unto me and who follow the religious principles favorable for bhakti. What other objects remain to be obtained for those who have attained bhakti for me?
Sometimes in a group of devotees, when we do so much services, you might have seen people go out for picnic. Yeah, it is needed. Obviously, it's a material enjoyment, you might see it as. But when a group of devotees go out for even that to Luna Park or any other bushwalk, they are coming together and their mind is no more under the pressure of some service or someone is watching them or something which is quite not that comfortable to someone. When they come under that situation, park or a bushwalk, something like that, they are then slowly opening up. And when you are opening up, it helps others also to help you. You might have heard this word, please help yourself, or please try to let me help you, kind of, or please, something like that, right?
Is it help oneself before helping others, Mathaji? Is that what you're trying to say?
No, it's
Help me to help you.
help me to help you. Yes. Help me to help you. You might have heard this word, right? Help me to help you. So that is actually, those kind of activities are actually like that. Help me to help you. It nourishes bhakti. When you let me help you, and when is that going to happen? When you open up with me. If you're not opening up with me, I might just start permutation and combination. Are you thinking like that? Are you thinking like that? Oh, is this your problem? Is that your problem? Why would I go for a permutation and combination if I can get you to speak freely with me? And that speaking freely with someone only happens when you are not under the pressure of any seva, when you're free. So when we come together as a devotional service, we sit together, we do some activities together, then we try to understand, oh, my wavelength matches with this person's wavelength. Then we go out on an external out of tempo services. Then we go out, and that's when we open up with each other. So Tatat karma pravartanat is where an action or an activity which nourishes bhakti, poshak, the word bhakti poshak karma. And that's why it says fully renouncing one's material enjoyment. That is not based on actions, that is based on your mind and desire. Is going out to bushwalk with devotees my main motive is to show off my good shoes or to show off my how good information I have for bushwalking, or is actually to nourish my bhakti through the association of other devotees. There's a way how we can understand this, and any activity which is actually poshak, which gives my bhakti a nourishment, is good. And for that, even Shri Krishna says to Uddhava that devotional service that is saturated with love for me arises in heart. So it has to be from heart. It cannot be like, oh, because those people went on bushwalk, even I want to go with other devotees, and maybe the other devotees are not ready for bushwalk. No copying. So, which needs to come from heart of those who offer their very soul, and means the people who are doing, especially the sannyasis or the preachers who follow the principle and who walk their own talk. That action which is favorable for bhakti. what other object remains to be obtained for those who have attained bhakti for me? If someone understands this part, that ultimately, if I get to please Krishna, whatever actions I do, for that reason, people even leave their jobs, that because they are 10 hours in a day working, they are not able to read Bhagavatam, they are not able to read Prabhupada's book, they are not able to chant properly, they leave their jobs. But this shloka is saying it's not the action, what you do, it's the thought, is the thinking process, how you deal with your own mind, your desires, which are like kind of a speed, it's a veg, manasa vega. It comes in a way. Who is able to control those ones and then do the action only for my love? What other remains to be obtained for those who have attained bhakti? Another way, even if that person is thrown in a hellish planet, but for that person, even hellish planet is like a divine, because he is able to do Krishna's seva, because he is not forgetting Krishna's love. So if we think like this, it's quite deep. But if we just read it like in a very what do you call that, in a dry way, then yeah, it's people who are insaturated with love and heart. It's like a word, a set of good words, but it's actually how you think, and at the end, what is your outcome from whatever the action you're performing. Now, there are two types of activities which nourishes bhakti. One is vidhi, another one is nisheda. So prohibition are four regulative principles which we all are following and which we know. There's nothing much we need to talk about those prohibition. In Krishna consciousness, the four pillars are the prohibition, the ones which we all know. That is nisheda, that comes under nisheda. And vidhi. Vidhi is what? Getting up early in the morning, go for Mangalacharan prayers, do 16 rounds of chanting. Those are vidhis. Now, based on how we are set in our life, someone has just started their job, someone is, parents, some parents' children are big. So it depends how we can, work around the vidhi. But nishedas, there's no way, that's the basic principle. There's no way we should be churning that as per our time, place, circumstances. That doesn't comes here. So vidhi again, if someone has deities in their home, is 3 times a day offering bhogas to deities possible for that family? They must do it, because startingly you might feel, oh, 3 times a day, how come I'm do, as Srila Prabhupada said, fake it till you get it, and then slowly you will try to understand, oh, it's so fun, it's nice that I'm doing it. I'm saying it because when I came to know, this is one of the ritualistic activities which will take you to the platform of bhakti. Not there yet, but at least first step. Yeah, if bhakti's platform is 10 step, at least I have taken first step. So I didn't want it, but there were deities at my home, so I started doing nitya seva every morning. Just putting tilak, not tilak, but the chandan paste, and putting diya and agarbatti. I started with just, okay, duty. I have to do it. I have to do it. But now I love it. I like to do it. It's not a great thing I'm doing, just few things I do. But for me, coming from a background where I was not doing at all, and now I'm doing it, I can see that it's a great jump for my own practice that I have now started, and I'm loving it. So that's why Srila Prabhupada constantly say that, yes, first go, you would not like doing it. On a first time, you may not even get there, but try it. Trying is the only way we can accomplish something. So Vidhi and Nisheda. Who wants to read the renouncing part? It's taking time. I'm going to tell name. Yeah, Pran Pyari Mathaji.
Renouncing one's personal enjoyment for the purpose of giving pleasure to Sri Krishna is the primary prohibition.
Very good. You go very fast. Can you slow down?
Okay, I'll start again. Renouncing one's personal enjoyment for the purpose of giving pleasure to Sri Krishna is the primary prohibition. To execute the limbs of bhakti, such as hearing Harikatha, performing kirtan of Bhagwan Nam, and meditating on Bhagwan's names, forms, and pastimes, Shravan and Kirtan, with such determination is tat tat karma pravartana.
Makes sense, right? We just discussed about it. Does anyone wants to add something here after reading this last para? Please unmute yourself.
Mataji, I'm still trying to understand the first sentence.
Mhm.
Renouncing one's personal enjoyment for the purpose of giving pleasure to Krishna is a primary prohibition. What is primary prohibition here?
The renouncing of personal enjoyment.
Yeah, but why it is prohibited? See, you are renouncing personal enjoyment for making Krishna happy. So why it is prohibited?
No. The renouncing. Say, suppose. Okay, I like to watch movies a lot. Example, yeah. But I understood that me watching movies a lot is not going to give pleasure to Krishna.
Correct.
So that me watching movies is prohibited. I should prohibit myself from watching movies.
No, but that sentence,
To try this?
that sentence is not saying that. That's what I'm saying. If you read the English, it is saying renouncing one's personal enjoyment for the purpose is prohibited, is a primary prohibition. So it's not saying what you are trying to say here. That sentence is not written correctly.
Can I suggest? I mean, at least what I think, see, reading that sentence, is that renouncing one's personal enjoyment is because it's for the sense gratification of the person. But if we are still having that personal enjoyment, how are we giving pleasure to Krishna? So maybe that is why it is renouncing our pleasure and giving for the pleasure of Krishna. That is how I did.
Yeah, I can give an example.
No, not example. Is this sentence making sense to you?
Yeah, it is making sense. What is this? See, renouncing one's personal enjoyment. Renouncing itself is like giving up your personal sense enjoyment, which is not favorable to devotional service. Okay, that for the purpose of giving pleasure to Krishna, because Krishna accepts the service which is favorable devotional service, right? So as renouncing is your personal enjoyment is like, a prohibition, like you don't want to do it. And then because you suppose you're not allowed to do it, like watching movies, you give example, watching movies, because watching movies is not favorable to a devotional service. So not watching movies is favorable to devotional service, right?
I think we all are saying the same, but
Same
what
thing.
Rakesh Prabhu, what Rakesh Prabhu has brought up is the sentence is set incorrectly. Anyone else wants to?
I think just one my
Yeah.
it's not incorrect, but it is little to the it is the what should I say, prohibited. I think it's a little hard
Not
to be have
necessary.
added. That's all I say. Yeah, but of course it is that is the essence what you wrote.
It's
What
a wrong
you want.
sentence, Mataji. What Rakesh Prabhu told, it's a wrong sentence. That means renouncing one's personal enjoyment for the purpose of giving pleasure to Shri Krishna. That is correct. But is the primary prohibition. Means
That is not
it's
correct.
completely, yeah.
Maybe, if I have a go,
Yeah.
at this sentence should be for the purpose of giving pleasure to Shri Krishna, comma, one's personal enjoyment is primary prohibition.
Correct. That's the correct.
Nice.
You got
Okay.
it. You got it.
We have to learn English again.
Anyway, let's not spend more time here. Please continue.
So anyone else wants to, apart from that line, execute of limbs of bhakti, anything else? Can I move on? Okay, I've got the last
Mathaji,
one.
just one thing. Before you mentioned, the recreation, like we go to park and all.
Yeah.
So that question was asked, I think 13 years ago, to Bhakti Rasamrita Maharaj.
Oh, okay.
And whether we should have the recreation or not, because during the devotional service, we are performing a lot of services in temple or, at home programs.
Yes.
Sometimes we get exhausted,
Yes.
because sometimes we are preaching this, a lot of things happening. Like each month has 4 festivals going on. So we are busy with the festivals in addition to those devotional service. So that question was asked one of the devotee that we have a recreation or not recreation, because we need to regenerate our own senses to get enthusiasm back. Sometimes we get exhausted and then we are not happy, like we just tired of some other reason, like health reason or something. So we need to bring those senses back to that level that they should enjoy. So Maharaj had given the same, yeah, we should have the recreation. He said, yeah, we should need, because a certain point of time you're still conditioned. You're not liberated soul.
Yeah.
You're conditioned with
That's
whatever the surroundings are there. So he gave a good answer that we need that, but it doesn't mean that you have to keep on doing that. When we need it, then only you do it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Sometimes
that
these,
is-
words from our literatures and commentaries of acharyas are taken as it is without understanding. And that's why these kind of platforms are very good to understand that what it actually meant and what it actually can be applied in our life. Okay, so we'll move on to the next one, which is Sangha Tyaga. As I said, we're talking about all favorable things. Yeah, Tat Karma Pravartana, Dhairya, Utsaha, Nishchaya. This is all favorable. How come amongst all the favorable, there's one negative here? Because we need to really understand what does Sangha Tyaga means. It doesn't mean that we look down upon non-devotees. It doesn't mean that someone who is not wearing kanthimala or who is not even chanting one round, who is, other bad practices, we look down upon them. Because at the end of the day, remember, we are also preaching in our own habits, our own way of interacting with others. If we look down on someone, that person will never listen to what practices we are doing. That person will never take Krishna consciousness as favorite, because what they can see is how they are being treated. So, Sangha Tyaga means there are 3 levels. We'll go through that. I would like to go with Srila Prabhupada's wordings rather than me saying it. So, this one. Furthermore, in order to be successful, anyone wants to read or should I just name?
I can read, Mathaji, if you.
Yes, Madhu.
Furthermore, in order to be successful in devotional service, one must give up the association of undesirable people. This includes karmis, jnanis, yogis, and other non-devotees. Once, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asked by one of his householder devotees about the general principles of Vaishnavism as well as the general routine activities of the Vaishnava. And Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu immediately replied, Asat Sangha Tyaga. Ye Vaishnava Achara. Characteristically, a Vaishnava is one who gives up the association of worldly people or non-devotees. Srila Narottam Das Thakur has therefore recommended Tandera Charana Sevi Bhakta Sane Vasa. One has to live in the company of pure devotees and execute the regulative principles laid down by the previous acharyas. The 6 Goswamis, namely Sri Rupa Goswami, Sri Sanatan Goswami, Sri Jiva Goswami, Sri Raghunatha Dasa Goswami, Sri Gopala Bhatta Goswami, and Sri Raghunatha Bhatta Goswami. If one lives in the association of devotees, there is little chance of associating with non-devotees. The International Society for Krishna Consciousness is opening many centers just to invite people to live in the company of devotees and practice the regulative principles of spiritual life. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So, can I just tell you how to pronounce these ones? This is Bengali, and this N is kind of, in paratha, right? How we put paratha spelling Paratha. There is no way N in paratha, but we put N, paratha. So it's the pronunciation through the top of our what do you call that, tongue? Yeah, so it's tadera. It's not, the N is not pronounced. Well, I don't know how to put it in English, and maybe it's the same for the person who has actually written it. That's Srila Prabhupada. So, but it's
From a, isn't it from a this bhajan song, Narottam Das? This
Tadera Charane Sevi Bhakta Sane Vasa. I don't know, Mathaji, is it?
Janame Janame Hoi Yehi Abhilash. I mean, the song, I think it goes like that.
And this is the wording. Oh, okay.
I think so.
So it's Tadera. Tadera Charane Sevi Bhakta Sane Vas. Okay, what I was saying was there are three ways, three bifurcations in which we can put this asat sangha. So one should renounce the association of non-devotees. Now, non-devotees in itself is a very big group of people. Non-devotee can be a person who is grossly into the mode of ignorance. Non-devotee can be a person who is in a mode of passion and who is in a mode of goodness as well. Now, that is a very group set of people. Another one is women, and those attached to women. Now, it's very kind of a debatable one here. Is the sangha of a woman by whom? By especially the opposite sex, not just, but now it's women also. Anyways, so if someone gets attracted or loses their sanity by looking at a woman, is it the woman's fault or the person's fault who is losing his sanity?
It's the person who is losing the sanity, of course.
Yeah, but then in our society, we still blame the woman.
Yeah, because they are blamed because you are causing that person to lose the sanity. That's how it is accused. That if you don't do this, then he will not be attracted. You don't dress like this, they will not be teasing you. Those kind of things are there. I mean, let's not get there. Otherwise, we'll keep talking for hours.
Exactly. It is kind of a debatable one, but then
Yeah.
the non-devotees and the people who are attached to women. So again, here it comes in like, even if they are married, they still like to talk to other women, and that is a loose talk. Now, loose talk and talking to another gender, there's a huge difference. A loose talk can be between the same genders. A loose talk can be same age, can be opposite gender. But a talk which is required for the movement, a discussion, a meeting which is needed for, posha, for the bhakti nourishment, can be between two different individuals from different genders, different age group. But when it comes to loose talk, we have to be very, very careful that, because that is a satsanga. Even if between two devotees, when someone is having a loose talk, that's definitely going to either prajalpa or fall down of their own consciousness. That loose talk needs to be very, that's why you might have seen, at least I was raised like that, that if you're not needed in that group, just come home quickly. Just finish your work and come home quickly. That's how I was being raised when I was young and going out.
Mataji, you are still young. You are still young. Why you say I was young? You are still young, Mataji.
When I was teenager. So non-devotee here means people who are envious of Krishna, people who are grossly into the sense enjoyment, people who are Mayavadis, people who, this part is also very important, people who pretentiously display of religiosity. Back in India, when I was pushed or forced to attend some puja or something, like a teenage girl, I would go and sit and I would ask question that why are you doing this? Why you're feeding only banana and atta to Satyanarayan Katha? Why not other things? So my questions were never answered. This is how we were told. This is how it's written in the book. This is how I have seen my parents doing it. That's what all answers I used to get. So, as a young child who is growing and has burning questions in their heart, they would like to nourish their questions in a right way, in a way which is written in shastras and easy for that individual to absorb. Not highly philosophical answers, but something which I really appreciate how Srila Prabhupada has put it on. You want to do Ekadashi? You can't do Ekadashi? Okay, then you can eat potatoes. You don't have to be like Nirjala for Ekadashi. How Srila Prabhupada has made this whole process so easy for not only the Indians but also Westerners are following it so sincerely and obediently. It's because the principles are there. They are the base, but the activities have been, compromised, or activities have been moved around in a way to suit that individual's capacity. But back in India, if someone was doing any upavas, the only restriction is sabudani, ki khichdi, or aloo. That's it. No other thing would come into the person's mind. In that only they would make different varieties. But now Srila Prabhupada said, oh, you like eating? Fine. You can do Ekadashi. You can make pizza. How? From potato. So Srila Prabhupada made this whole thing so easy. When we see how, at least when I was raised, it was like you have to follow 1, 2, 4. That's it. No matter how difficult it is for you, are you capable of doing that 1 to 4 steps? You have to do it. If you don't do it, you will be outcasted. If you don't do it, people will name you, name shame. But Srila Prabhupada used the same principle and he made us understand that why we are using it, why we are doing it. In even Satyanarayan Katha, the banana, suji, or atta is the main. Why? Because banana is the primemost fruit which is offered in any of the yagyas. You see, when you do any yagya, whether you have pineapple, whether you have mangoes or not, but banana is the foremost. It is there in each and every yagya you do. And then atta is grain and it's easily available. Every house will have atta. So even those, the rules have put in such a way that a normal common householder need not have to be a Rajasic householder. A normal common householder should have these ingredients to facilitate their yagyas, whether it's Satyanarayan Katha or anything. So by default, that banana, milk, sugar, and atta or suji became a trend. And people who would ask questions would not get an answer because that's basically an action to suit the principle. So non-devotees, this particular part, like you have to do those 4 steps. If you don't do it, you would be outcasted. That kind of very gross statement or thought, certainly it is in our thought process in India. If you don't do it, you might not be considered as one of the good religious person. That is also a satsanga, because they are mostly engrossed in the rules without understanding why they are following the rules. It's like parrot sitting on a tree can only hear and remember what those words are. They won't understand what does it means. Even if you say some bad words and curse and swear at the parrot will just literally remember those swearing words and repeat it back. The parrot won't even understand that is swearing. That's not a good word. In the same way, if we follow the religious activities without understanding, we are pretending ourselves to be a parrots. Like, so asat sangha, so leaving us out of those people will actually nourish our own bhakti, will actually help us and grow in our devotional service. Would anyone like to read the next para, please?
Yeah,
You are very
Is
fast.
it a book from the puppet?
No, I'm sharing it. Can you see?
Oh, this one. Okay.
Huh.
Enthusiasm and optimism, patience, executing activities that nourish bhakti, renouncing bad association, and adopting the good behavior of devotees are the means of obtaining success in bhakti. The association of Bhagwan's devotees is very desirable. One should never associate with karmis, jnanis, or those who are filled with extraneous desires, knowing them to be less intelligent and of an enjoying tendency. What to speak of approaching them to fulfill any type of desire for prestige, to maintain any type of relationship with them is not proper. Keeping such bad association at a safe distance, one should adopt the ways of those saintly devotees who are always immersed in chanting Harinam. Karma, jnana, asatsanga, yoga, and so forth, which are devoid of the desire to please Krishna, are not steps along the path of bhakti. Even if one possesses all good qualities, if he is devoid of bhakti, those very qualities merely transform into false. But all virtuous qualities certainly reside within one who possesses bhakti. Therefore, the path of bhakti is characterized by saintly conduct. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Renunciation of not only association but also renunciation of food which are made in passion. And can anyone give me example foods made in passion? I know the answer would be a food which has meat, fish. No, that's not the answer. I mean, that's one of the answer, but anything else? I want to hear something else apart from meat, fish, and
Soya, Mathaji.
very spicy food.
yes,
High protein food.
yes.
Commercial food, restaurant food is also made in passion.
That is what I was expecting. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what I put it in my slide. Mataji, Janani Mataji, why did you say high protein food?
Because it's somewhere I heard like they meant soya and the soya chaps you're not supposed to eat
Do you know why?
because when you have high protein, you have high desires.
Yes. Protein has an element called keratin,
Mm.
and that actually pushes. Anyone knows about the? I have very limited understanding of this. Anyone knows? Please share.
Hare Krishna Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
According to science, for vegetarians, I mean any normal human beings, if it is high protein food, it is very difficult for kidneys to process. So
Yeah.
that's why it is not allowed to eat high protein things like red lentils and this like high protein, which are very high to the body to process. Kidney, it's very difficult for kidney to process high protein, so that's why you will develop later on kidney stones, all those things. So that's why devotees are allowed to eat only sattvic food.
But then why it is no for bhakti, for devotional process? I know it's kidney, so we are talking about body, but how does it affect our bhakti?
Soya, that soya chops and all actually it resembles meat, Mataji. But like if you're non-vegetarian previously, to to fulfill that desire and you're including soya, so you feel that texture, meat texture, but what is the use giving up us? And again you're remembering inside your brain, you keeping that memory meat, and you're eating in that same tendency, then what is the use?
Yeah, exactly. I was going to say the same thing, because I used to eat non-veg before, and I know what is the difference now. But the taste, like when you eat that, some devotees prepare that. I don't want to name that. They prepare, and in the way they prepare, as if like it's,
The
like,
meat.
chicken biryani or something like that. But when we start, me and my Prabhu, when we start eating that, we don't feel like eating that because the consciousness remains same. You go back to that consciousness where you used to eat non-veg. And because the main point is primary purpose is to change your consciousness, right? To finish your, like what do you say, polish you off. Then what is the use of eating vegetarian, as you said, but still in the form of like they prepare soya products in the form of fish and all. And because I come from fishing background, I feel like, oh, am I eating the same thing, after we get my devotee? So that consciousness is coming same, and we don't feel like eating. But there are some people who are very like, that consciousness is not going on. So the other thing is, Mataji, I sorry I'm interrupting more, but the protein actually, what I feel like, because these what is athletics people and all, they have more protein milkshake and all. The reason why they want to keep themselves active, that is in the passion mode. And because passion mode is not good favorable for bhakti, that's the reason we try to avoid that, because in the passion you can do many wrong things.
Yeah.
So
we are going very deep into this food thing. At this moment, let's just keep it as food prepared and offered to Krishna, and a food, even though it's vegetarian, no onion, garlic, but food prepared in a restaurant which has a consciousness of money. Yeah, will gain money by selling this food. Those two foods are also different in its own way. So the food which I buy from outside restaurant, it's basically an asatsanga, because that is giving me a consciousness which is not favorable for Krishna consciousness. And now coming back and very quickly, the protein, if not used by our body, becomes very unfavorable for our desires. You see, when you have too much of protein, you tend to desire more passionate and towards the ignorant side. And if you have protein and you're using it, like our growing kids, they are using it. They are using the proteins. If they are not using the proteins, they also tend to fall down towards that consciousness, ignorance consciousness. And that's why constant checking on their food is required too. Well, some kids, they are so much prone into protein check, protein this, protein that. But are they using the whole entire protein? If not, then as Mataji said, it becomes a kidney stone, or it affects some of the body parts. Now, the protein not broken up by the body is actually detrimental, because it takes to mode of ignorance, that urge to do something which is in mode of ignorance and passion. That's why that protein thing is prohibited sort of in our congregation. And people, for us who are sitting in front of computer for long, it's good not to take protein much because we are not burning it, definitely. But yeah, sattvic food has a very wide range of definition. Sattvic can be with onion and garlic as well, and sattvic can be without onion and garlic as well. Sattvic can be with protein. Sattvic can be without protein as well. As long as you understand what is your body's need and what is your family's need, and as per that you deliver, and based on your deliverance you're taking everyone close to Krishna consciousness, that's enough. The other thing is, here in the picture I've put a devotee face and a face which is not devotee. That person can be a devotee too. That person can be a very good follower of their religion. But the last line of this para is saying that certain qualities reside within one who possesses bhakti. Therefore, the path of bhakti is characterized by saintly conduct. It's not the people. Always remember, it's not the person. It's not. We talk like, don't take it personally, right? Similarly, all the philosophical advices given by different acharyas should not be taken as personally. It's the mind. It's how a person, even that person has that cap on his head, how that person is behaving. Is that person is behaving or taking my way of my life respectfully? That's fine. I don't have to look down on him. I don't have to avoid him. I can work with him, because number one, there's none of us has this doubt that if we talk with a non-devotee, we might fall down. None of us. We are strong enough to stand by ourselves. Number two is, am I giving that strong reflection back of Krishna consciousness? That comes later on. First of all, we don't have to fear that if I talk with a non-devotee, I will fall under asat sangha. No, that is not asat sangha. Asat sangha is when I am talking to a non-devotee and I am taking what they are doing. If I'm constantly with a smoker, the smoker takes 3 breaks apart from 2 lunch breaks. I also go and stand with that smoker and talk. I'm taking the smoke. And after some time, with the pleasure of the association, I started smoking. That is a satsanga. But if I know that if I go with this person down for a break, it's not favorable, I will not go. So if I don't go, I'm not looking down on that person. And if I don't go, I'm not avoiding that person. So understanding my action based on my what do you call that, not racism, but then how you differentiate people, right? You differentiate people to understand what is good and balanced for you. That is a selfishness, which is favorable. That selfishness is favorable. It is helping not only me but the other person as well. So asatsanga tyaga means when I am not taking their bad actions as one of my allurement to do it. Rather, if I can give my good sangha to them and bring them close to Krishna consciousness, that is one step ahead. That is asat sangha tyaga. And asat sangha tyaga has come into one of the favorable one, because if we are making sure that we are enthusiastic, we are patient, we are optimistic, we are doing activities which are nourishing our bhakti, we are also have to be very careful that we are renouncing the bad association so that we can adopt the good behavior. We can only adopt the good behavior if we understand and differentiate the renouncing of bad association. Non-devotees doesn't mean, as I said, non-devotees is a wide range of people. It means people who are ignorant and who don't want to get knowledge. There are people who are ignorant and they are ready to hear, but you will also see people who are ignorant who are so not interested in listening to anymore. And the last one is sato vritti. I'll go back to Srila Prabhupada's.
Mathaji, just checking. You
Yeah.
wanted to have only 1 hour today because you had something? Is it that?
Yeah.
Mathaji, I think we can continue next week if it's okay because yeah, you wanted to have. Today is your son's birthday, I just heard. So
Yeah.
we are talking about all this, and now we had to apply that, Mathaji, for you now. So I will humbly request you to take off and carry on with your, day, Mathaji.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I will do that. So we will continue Sato Vritti for tomorrow then. Next class. Sorry, not tomorrow. Thank you so much, Mataji.
Thank you, Mathaji. You are giving us this class in spite of your personal agenda, so appreciate that.
And thank you for reminding me. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Vancha kalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya eva cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnavrind ki jai. Namacharya Haridas Thakur. Jai.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, everyone.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Thank you, Mataji.
Mataji, class is on Saturday, yeah? Next class is on Saturday.
Correct. Yes. 15th. Is it okay? 10?
Yep.
10 to 12?
Yep.
And then 16 we are not taking any class. 16 chutti. Okay. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Bye.
Krishna.